Dear students, welcome back to Applet Programming. In continuation to our previous session, in this session, we will learn the remaining steps that we have to follow in developing an applet program. That is adding an applet tag to an HTML file and running the applet program. And then we will see some of the other HTML tag that you can use to build an HTML program. Okay. We have already created an applet tag in our previous session, and now we will see how to place that applet tag into an HTML file and then how to execute that applet program. So here in this slide, I have taken an example of an applet program. Okay, as usual, we have imported two packages, that is AWT package and applet package, to our current program, and then have created a class applet demo which extends applet class, and within this applet demo class have included a paint method to display a string, that is, this is my first applet. So this has to appear on the output window. So to display that message on the output window, I'm calling a drawString method which belongs to a graphic class. I'm creating an object of graphic class, that is G, and through that object G, I'm calling drawString method of a graphic class. To this drawString method, I'm passing the string that has to appear on the output screen, and then the coordinate point from where the string should start display. Okay, so this is just an example program that we have considered. After writing an applet program and saving that applet program with .java extension, you can compile your applet program to generate .class file. Okay, so the compiler will generate a .class file if there are no syntactic errors in your applet program. Once the .class file is generated, you can prepare an applet tag. We have discussed how to prepare an applet tag in our previous session. You can go through that video to just know how to prepare an applet tag. Okay, and also you have to be ready with an HTML file to insert that applet tag into an HTML document. So in the next slide, I've already prepared an HTML file. So the HTML file begins with HTML tag, and then have included the body section for displaying the information on the web page. So whatever you see within this body will be the content or the information that you can see it on any web page. Okay. So now here I have created an HTML document with the body which contains only the textual information. Here I am printing a statement that web pages are designed using HTML tag. Okay, after displaying this sentence, next I wanted to display an output of an applet program. Hence, I am inserting an applet tag below this sentence. Okay, so now you can decide where the output of this applet program should appear on the web page. If you want this output first and then this sentence below, you can place this applet tag above. Okay, now just write the applet tag. So you will begin the applet tag, and then you will pass some of the arguments to some of the attributes, like you are setting the code attribute with the applet demo dot class. This is the class file that you have generated by compiling the applet program. Okay, so next you can set the attribute width to 100 pixels and the height attribute to 100 pixels. So this width and height value will be the size of the output window. Okay, the output of an applet program appears on a window with this width and height values. Okay, and then after setting the attributes of an applet tag, that is code, width and height, now you can close your applet tag by closing tag. By using closing tag, and now you can close the body tag also and an HTML tag. So once you are done with placing or embedding an applet tag into your HTML document, now you are ready for running the applet. To run the applet program, you must have all the three files that we have created in one directory, that is .java file, that is appletdemo.java, and .class file, which was produced by the compiler, and then .appletdemo HTML file. Okay, so all these files must be within the same directory to execute the applet. Now, to run an applet, we require either Java enabled web browser or a Java applet viewer. Okay, so if you use a Java enabled web browser, we will be able to see the entire web page containing the applet. But if you use applet viewer tool, we will see only the applet output, not the other information. Okay, that is the web page information. So here you have to remember the applet viewer is not a full-fledged web browser, hence it will not interpret HTML tag. It just simply ignores HTML tags except the part that pertaining to running the applet. Only the output of an applet program you can see using applet viewer. Only if you use a Java enabled web browser, you can actually view the output of an applet in a web page along with other information. Okay, so but normally in our lab we use applet viewer because it is available as a part of Java development kit, that is JDK. So because it is a pre-built tool, JDK contains applet viewer, so we normally use this applet viewer tool to see the output of an applet program. Okay, so this is how we build and execute applet programs. In the next slide, we will see some of the other tags related to HTML. Okay, so we have already learned some of the basic tags that we are going to use to create an web page. Okay, so in addition to those tags, that is HTML tag, head tag, title tag, and body tag, now you can use these other tags to build your web page very attractively. Okay, so the first tag is paragraph tag. If you want to place a textual information in paragraph, you can use this paragraph tag. So this tag has opening and ending. So if you want any paragraph to be displayed, just place that paragraph information within this tag. Okay, and next bold tag. So this tag is used to emphasize a particular text. So if you want to highlight the text by emphasizing it, so that the font and the text appears brighter. So that is for making the text bolder, you can use this bold tag. So it begins with B and it ends with B. Similarly, you can italize the text by using I tag of HTML, and then to underline a text you can use this U tag. Okay, so HTML has 6 font sizes which can be used to define different font sizes for the headers. Okay, they are called as header tags. So it starts from H1 and ends with H6. So H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. So there are totally 6 header fonts. So you can use these fonts to give different font sizes to the heading. So the header tag used to display the headings. So H1 tag creates highest font and H6 tag creates the smallest font. If you want the heading to be displayed in a very smallest font, you can go with H6. If you want a very big font, you can use H1. Okay, so for intermediate fonts, you can use the intermediate header tags like H2, H3, H4, H5. Okay. Next, if you want the text information to be displayed at the center, you can use this center tag. By default, the text will be displayed to the left. So if you want the text to be aligned to the center, you can use this center tag. Okay. Next is break tag. If the text needs to be appeared in the next line, then you can break the line by using BR tag. you can notice here BR tag comes alone. Okay, does not have a closing tag. It only marks the beginning. So because this break will automatically know after breaking the current line, the cursor will be moved to the next line and the information will be displayed in the next line. So hence there is no need for any ending, for marking the ending of the break. Okay, next, if you want a horizontal line to be displayed on the web page, like this horizontal line, so then you can use this HR tag. This HR tag simply writes an horizontal line in your web page. And then if you want to place an image into your HTML document, you can use this IMG tag. So IMG has an attribute called SRC. So this tag, IMG tag, has an attribute called SRC. So SRC represents the source. So here you have to specify the path of the image as the source information. So if you want to place any image into your HTML document, how you have to place this? So you have to begin IMG tag and then you have to set SRC attribute. SRC is equals to file path, that is image path, with the extension. Then you have to close the image tag. So this is how you can insert an image into an HTML document. So these are some of the basic tags that you normally use it to build an HTML tag. For additional information, you can refer any websites which gives information about HTML, or any books related to HTML, that is building a web page. So that concludes this video lecture. Thank you for your patience listening.